Today we're going to be replacing a couple spark plugs on a 4.6 liter Crown Victoria engine. Necessary tools are going to be a 1/4 inch drive ratchet extension with a 7mm socket to it, and a 3/8 drive ratchet extension. I actually got a couple of these just in case, different lengths, and a 5/8 inch spark plug socket. Make sure the little rubber boot or cork boot on the inside is good, otherwise it's not going to grip the plug and pull it out. And on the 4.6s, the spark plugs are actually pretty far down in there. First order of business is going to be to unplug the coil pack itself right here. This is number 1. And then you're going to have your 7mm screw and bolt to undo. You can see it here where I've got the ratchet. Just simply use your extension, give it a few turns. It's pretty freed up as it is. Alrighty, we got the 7mm bolt unbolted. As you can tell, it's actually located under the fuel rail, so we'll have to bend it back a little bit and pull straight up, and there we go. First coil pack is completely undone. I'm just going to lay it off to the side. I was going to unplug it, but no real use in that just yet. And you can see the spark plug hole down there, the spark plug down in there. And as you can tell, there's some dirt and just debris on top of the head here. Just a precaution, I would go ahead and just use some compressed air or some form of cleaning to actually clean that hole out before you pull the spark plug out. Otherwise you're going to get crap down in there, and that's not going to be good. So what I'm going to do is just put this down in there and kind of blow around it just to knock the stuff away. And then once you put your spark plug socket down in there, you'll see it just kind of goes all the way down, fits around, and then you just simply start taking it out. And as you can tell, it was actually kind of loose. As it was, that could be some of the issue with the misfire it was having. But just make sure that it actually catches the spark plug itself on the little boot on the inside of the socket, so it'll grab it and pull it out of there. And I actually like to advertise these style of extensions because of that knurled grip on there. Just kind of gives you a easier way of grabbing hold of things and pulling it out. And there's the number 1 spark plug. It's actually a very lean condition because, as you can tell, it's just very ashen color. It's not good. It should be just a very light tan. As you can tell, it's solid white on that one side, and the electrode is burnt out. Just an extremely lean condition on the plug in general. And once you have the old plug out, inspect your new plug. Make sure the porcelain here isn't cracked or broken. Any obvious defects, you just want to get another plug. Take your gapping tool on the 4.6 liter engine for 2001. They need to be gapped to 54 thousandths of an inch. Once you've inspected your new plug, just use your gapping tool, stick it in the spark plug as you see. Just make sure it goes to the correct measurement. Like I said, it's 54 thousandths of an inch for the 4.6 liter engines. And just once you have that gapped correctly, just slip it back out, and then go back to your spark plug. Just a side-by-side comparison of the old plug and the new plug. New plug's on the left, old plug's on the right, and you can just see the difference. Old plug on the right is white, indicating a very extremely lean condition in the engine. New plug is nice and clean. And then just after you lay this off to the side, when you go to put the new plug in, just slide it down into the spark plug socket so that it actually makes contact in the boot and holds it still, so that once you stick it in the threaded portion of the head, it won't cross thread. And then once we go to put it back in the spark plug hole, I recommend just using your fingers instead of just trying to yank on it with a ratchet. That way you can kind of guide it into the threads, make sure it's not going to cross thread. I do not advocate the use of anti-seize in this because of the fact that it can cause fouling of the plugs, and it can actually cause bad heat transfer from the plug to the head, and just overall not good. So you heard that little squeak there. You should just feel the plugs threads just take into the head. You'll feel that little difference in the pressure. Then once you have it finger tight, just grab your ratchet, stick on it, and just tighten it up. Approximately 20 pound-feet of torque is what's needed to hold the plug in securely. And then once that is done, just replace your coil pack, the 7mm bolt, and you're done.